So let's talk about something fascinating, a mystery that happens inside your head every single day. We're going to figure out why your brain seems to hit the delete button on most of your day and why that's not a bad thing but actually one of its most amazing features.
Let me ask you this, and be honest. Have you ever walked with purpose into the kitchen, and then you just stop? Your mind is a total blank. You have absolutely no idea what you came in there for.
Or what about this one? You grab your phone because you need to do something specific. Check a message, look up a word, but the moment that screen lights up, poof, the thought is just gone, and you're just standing there staring at your apps.
And of course, the classic. You meet someone new. Hi, I'm Sarah. You shake their hand, you say, nice to meet you, Sarah. And I swear, 10 seconds later, your brain is just like, who were we just talking to? It happens to every single one of us.
It is so easy to feel like your brain is kind of glitchy, you know? Like your memory just isn't working right. But what if I told you that none of this is a mistake? It's not a bug in your system, it's a feature. Your brain is deleting all that stuff on purpose for a really, really good reason.
To really get why this happens, first you have to understand the enormous problem your brain is solving all the time. I mean, every second it's dealing with a total flood of information.
11 million. That's how many bits of information your senses are bombarding your brain with every single second. From your eyes, your ears, your skin, everything. It's just a staggering amount of data.
Now hold that huge number in your head and look at this one. 50. Out of those 11 million pieces of information flying at you, your conscious mind, the part of you that's actually paying attention right now, can only really handle about 50.
And when you see it visually like this, it's kind of nuts. That giant bar is the 11 million bits. And that tiny, tiny little speck next to it that you can barely even see, yeah, that's the 50 you can actually process. Your brain has no choice but to ignore almost everything.
This analogy just nails it. Imagine standing in a stadium where every single person is shouting at you at the same time. You wouldn't hear a single word, right? It would just be a wall of noise. Well, that's what your brain is saving you from. Total sensory chaos.
So how on earth does it manage this? How does it sort through that mess? Well, it has a secret weapon, a kind of super filter that's working for you 24/7. It's called the Reticular Activating System, but let's just call it the RAS. The easiest way to think of the RAS is like a bouncer at a club. It stands at the board of your conscious mind and decides what gets in. It checks the list and says, you're important, you can come in. You? Nope, you're not on the list, stay out.
If you didn't have that RAS bouncer, you'd be completely overwhelmed. You would notice everything all at once. The hum of the lights, the exact feeling of your socks on your feet, that tiny little itch on your back, the smell of dust in the air, it would be too much.
Seriously, it would be like trying to use a computer that has 1,000 tabs open. You know how that feels, right? It just freezes up and crashes. That's what your brain would be like. Slow, confusing, and just completely exhausting. Your RAS is what keeps you running smoothly.
Okay, so if the RAS is this super smart filter, how does it decide? What are the rules it follows for letting things in and keeping other things out?
Turns out, it's looking for 4 main things. First, anything important for survival, like a loud bang or a flashing light. Second, anything with a strong emotion attached to it, like seeing someone you really care about. Third, anything new or unexpected. And last, anything that's related to what you're trying to do right now, your goals.
Here's a perfect everyday example of how this works. Let's say your family buys a new car. It's a red one, and you think it looks pretty cool.
And then what happens? The very next day, you're walking around, and suddenly, you see that same model of red car everywhere. It feels like they're multiplying, but they're not. Those cars were always there. What changed is you told your RAS, hey, this is important to me now, and it started pointing them all out to you.
And this brings us to a really cool idea. We usually think of forgetting as a weakness, right? A mistake. But what I want you to see is that forgetting is actually a superpower.
Let's try a quick experiment so you can feel it happen. Right now, just focus on your breathing. Feel the air coming in and then going out. You weren't thinking about that a second ago, were you? Now, change your focus. Try to notice the feeling of your clothes touching your skin. That sensation was there the whole time, but your brain was just filtering it out as background noise. You just told it to pay attention.
And that's the superpower. By deleting all that extra stuff, your brain gives you the ability to do everything else that matters. It's what lets you focus, solve problems, learn new things, make decisions, and just stay calm instead of being overwhelmed. Forgetting is how you achieve clarity.
So let's bring it all back to where we started.
walking into a room and forgetting why. With everything we know now, we can see that moment in a totally new way. Your brain isn't failing you, it's protecting you.
This is so common that scientists actually gave it a name. It's called the doorway effect. What they've discovered is that the simple act of walking through a doorway can act like a refresh button for your brain. It sees a new environment and says, okay, new context, new set of priorities, and it archives the old thought to help you focus on what's in front of you now.
So, from now on, when that happens, don't think your brain is broken. Think of it as being updated. It's not a glitch, it's just your brain efficiently closing one mental program to open a new one. It's a sign that your brain is working perfectly.
So remember, all those millions of things you don't remember from your day, that's not a failure. That's the quiet, invisible genius of a system that's built to keep you focused and sane in an incredibly complicated world. Your brain isn't broken. It's brilliant.